this is the player rankings. So I can see thumbs up. Let's go. Right, all right, cool. We're off. Where shall we start? Kelleher. I feel like, yeah, someone's saying remove the messing. Gone. I like it. I'm here for that energy. It's out of here. Doesn't belong in this show. All right. Kelleher, clean sheet. I don't really think he had that much to do. I'm not going to scream that it was boss as if to say he pulled us out of the shit in any sort of way, or he had to make some really difficult stops or any difficult saves. But he was fine across the board because his defence did their job. He keeps the clean sheet. This is his competition. He knows, how to navigate this competition. This is no threat to him. I've got people saying sound. I may as well remove sound as well. An easy win. Kelleher had nothing to do, so he was sound. How's a shot that hits the frame, not a shot on target? Yeah, I've never really liked that, but it is what it is. Dominik says, upper sound, lad. Yeah, sound, no shots on target from Spurs. If that stat is true, then I am agreeing with you. It should just be sound for Kelleher. And that's not to take anything away from him. It was just that Spurs were that poor, they didn't give him a job to do. But had they have done that, I'm sure he would have stood up to the test because he's been absolutely brilliant for us all season. Yeah, absolutely right. Let's go to Robbo's side before we go. We'll work the way left back. We'll work that way across. For me, Robertson. Difficult one because I don't remember him. I think he started to take corners in the second half, if I'm right in saying. Don't think he was particularly great. And I did actually think we looked better in the first half down that left-hand side. I thought some of the link-up play was pretty good. And I thought his energy and his willingness to kind of get into the press. He didn't get beat over on that right-hand side either. He didn't seem to be of their right-hand side, I should say. He didn't really seem to be challenged in any way in terms of 1v1 defending. I thought he was pretty solid from a defensive standpoint, and I thought he did offer that little bit of energy in terms of we had so much of the ball. We had 73% possession in that first half, I'm led to believe. And I do genuinely think keeping them penned in and not giving them a moment's time on the ball, I think it all stems from how we operate out from the back. So for me, Robertson was tethering on being just absolutely bloody perfect and all round sound. But I'm happy to just have him there for the time being. Let's see. Tan says hi, sound. Errol. I've got Robbo with sound. Corners were poor though. I kind of felt that. Football lad says boss. Who else? Jordan MacArthur says solid game. Yeah, Robbo looking good with his fitness problem. The future is bright. Bit sloppy at times, but didn't risk it, so can't complain really. Yeah, I feel like I'm quite happy with that, to be honest with you, because he was tethering on, being consistently boss, but there was nothing he did that wasn't sound tonight. There was nothing where you're sitting there and you're thinking, you winced, or you kind of wanted to cover your eyes in any sort of way. I was feeling very confident, and that stemmed from defence, from back to front. This guy. Oi, big man. Talk to him nicely. The best defender in the world, bar none. Hold that. The whole world. He is unbelievable. I even seen him doing attacking midfield runs late into the first half. His confidence, the aura from the man. He is, he is the Terminator. He is just that good. You don't get better than Van Dijk. The level that he performs at so consistently. He's a model professional. He's got that captain's performance in it tonight. Gets a big goal. Goes off smiling. He gets to be substituted. Gets the pass on the armband. Big round of applause. Everybody on the feet for it as well. Yeah, his goal was unbelievable. It was a fantastic performance. Everybody in the chat's telling me exactly the same thing. Virg, get him his contract. Get it signed over the dotted line. He was boss. And I definitely keeping my man up there. Right. And yeah, that moment against Richarlison early doors, that just set the tone. And again, that was so stupid of him to do. Only God knows why Richarlison decided after a minute and a half, if that, I'm going to get on Virgil van Dijk's neck and get on his back and then start causing issues so the whole of Anfield gets on my back. It was stupid. Like, he's not up there for thinking, is he? Like, he might be good down there with his feet from time to time, but there's just nothing going on between the ears. Absolute brain dead human being is Richarlison, but serves him right anyway. Whoo! Yeah, Canate. I like him as well, you know. This guy, I like him. Yo, someone says put him boss as well. You'll need the space. Yeah. This guy. The fact that he's getting more confidence on the ball and being able to distribute it and feed it into players now and just pump it through the lines, we've unearthed the quality that I didn't necessarily think was in his locker. But even and again, it goes back to the slot being the head coach type of thing, finding areas in the games of individuals and saying, if you just did this a little bit differently, or if we was able to get this out of you, so let's work on this in training and let's just start drilling it into you a little bit more. We can start implementing it in real games. And he's taken to it. He's naturally, I think he is obviously a little bit lower than Virgil in this sense, but I think he can hold his head right next to Robertson in terms of the levels. It's steady. It's all looking steady. I'm happy. Yeah. Ellie says, big boy, big boss. Yeah. Ebu thought it was a training match. Certainly did. Yeah, Tan says that Canate is clutch. Come on. You don't know, boss, where we are without him. It's crazy. Yeah, this whole team could go and boss, honestly. I know, and that's the peak thing. Like, I struggle sometimes. I do get very fortunate doing these shows when we do home performances and home games. More often than not, come out on top. But when we just play teams off the park, in probably one of our better performances of the season, I struggle to just not throw them all in boss. But then I'm like, how do we rank them if they're all just in boss? And then does that even make for good content for you guys? Because you guys can tell me whether you think they are boss as well. But we've already binned off your messing. So it's only going to be between those two. Let's be 100 about it. Right. Connor Bradley. I like this guy, you know. Difficult couple of weeks, obviously, being out, being injured, having to come back in, having to get back, full match fitness and getting that sharpness back. But this kid, the engine on him and the desire, I feel like every time he gets on the pitch, he's like he's got a point to prove. It's almost like a personal pride thing that he thinks in his own way he's just as good a right back as Trent Alexander-Arnold. Now, that's not to say he thinks he's as good a footballer as Trent, but in terms of that's my job and I'm very good at doing my job, I believe I'm just as good as you, and I'm going to prove it every time I get on the pitch. And I just love his energy, his commitment. It's very much early Robbo breaking into the team and blowing everyone away, being like, wow, we've unearthed a bit of a gem here. He was only 8 mil from Hull. It's giving me those same sort of vibes. It's giving early days Robbo vibes. And I just love the industriousness of his play and his whole demeanour, because he plays like he's been doing this in this team for about 5 or 6 years. And we've just unearthed another gem from the academy. And a lot of credit has to go to the academy staff that have got him to this point to be ready. But he is just brilliant. Like, really, really good. I think there's an argument to say that he's probably there or thereabouts with Virgil. If you wanted my honest opinion, I've got people saying that Daniel Ward says that Bradley was the man of the match. I've got Matt Gillespie says Bradders and those crunching tackles. Mate, I loved them. They're proper throwback tackles, them. Taking everything. It's all gone. Just boom. Lock off the situation. Lock off the dance. It's done out here. Because Connor Bradley, I think Dan put it in when we was doing a watch on before, he Mbappe'd him. Like, is that now a thing? Can that be a thing? When he crunches into people, you've just been Mbappe'd. Like, it's done for you. Yeah, it is. And it was Son as well. So he's just got a habit and a knack for left wingers just getting crunched. And I love to see it. Yeah, we got the Irish cafe as well as the Scouse one. Bro, we're cooking. We are cooking. We've got a conveyor belt of right backs, and long may it continue. by the way. Right, let's move it into midfield. Let's keep it moving, keep it moving. Argue with your nan. Simple things. Like, game on game on game. It's ridiculous what he's doing at this moment in time. The level he's performing at, the consistency, the amount of minutes, the motion, the drop of the shoulder, they're licking off the post, inches away from getting goals, coming in clutch. He's got it all in abundance. And this is just beyond the purple patch. This is just beyond having that little bit of confidence. This is the full package. Right now, we have got one of, if not the best, centre midfielder in world football playing for Liverpool Football Club, and it is Ryan Gravenberch, because he has been consistently doing it now all season, ladies and gents. Make no mistake about it. Hopefully he gets a rest, well-earned, well-deserved rest against Plymouth. You've been boss. Want to see you against Everton. Don't need to see you this weekend. We've got enough resources, firepower in the tank. We'll take care of it from here. You relax yourself, because you deserve it. And that's it. Michaela Perkins just hits the nail on the head. Running out of words for this man. He is just immense. And that's the truth. Like, that's why I just threw it up there and said, go argue with your nan. Because ultimately at this point, I don't really need to do all the speaking. I don't really need to be waxing lyrical, because you see it just as much as I do. And when a football player leaves it all on the pitch and lets the pitch and his football do the talking, you don't need me to say too much. So, absolutely, yeah. Imagine that. Daniel Ward. Fancy buying the best six in the world who isn't even a six. Like, it's unbelievable what he's doing at the moment. Yeah, pennies on the pound. Gaz, you're spot on, mate. Absolutely spot on. Brilliant. Yeah. Put the sound magnet into the bottom slot. We'll need the space. Oh, it's some madness right now. But I'm happy. I'm happy with how it's looking. Who else? Right. Curtis Jones. What do you think of Curtis Jones' performance tonight, ladies and gents? Let's get it in there now. Because for me, I thought Curtis Jones was good. I don't think he was as bright a spark, or he had bright moments as maybe some of the others. I think some of his distribution, some of his passes round the corner, I thought were really good as well, making sure that we just held on to it long enough to just kind of feed in the likes of Mo Salah on a couple of occasions. I thought his tenacity and his ability to win the ball back, we seem to do that quite a lot with him and Szobozslai. So I think that pairing in terms of the way that they was playing as the opposite side eights worked really well, because we just seemed to just pin Spurs in time after time after time. He constantly kept winning the ball back off them. Yeah, Michael says sound for Curtis. Curtis was sound, but not boss. High sound. Tester says Curtis was my favourite. I've got Tyler. What says low boss. Douglas says average. I don't think there was anybody that was average. I strongly disagree. I don't think there was anybody that was average tonight by any stretch of the imagination. And if that's a team full of average, or a player that's performing average, our bar for average is ridiculously high, if I'm being honest. Rowan says that Curtis should be between the two. Yeah. Soundproof. Yeah. Do you know what? Same as Robbo. Okay, I like that. I like that energy, to be honest with you. Same as Robertson levels. He's in and he's there. Kind of, yeah. I'm feeling that. He's in between the two, on par with Robbo and Ebu. Yeah. Chris J, yeah. Average for Jones is a mad take. I'm with you on that. I thought he was a little bit better than that. Mid-sound. Gave it away a few times. Maybe. But I'm happy. Right. We got this guy popping up, scoring goals. I think as soon as that goal's offside went in, I think it was a foregone conclusion that Liverpool were always going to strangle Spurs at some point throughout that game. His engine is just second to none, ladies and gents, it is. I was a little bit underwhelmed at times this season, just because it felt like it wasn't quite clicking, and it was taking him a little bit longer to get up to speed of what Slot was trying to do. But another clear example of His role's been tweaked. The ask of him is now slightly different. It's taken its time, but we are now starting to reap the benefits of it game in, game out. And the biggest compliment I can give is when he's not in the squad, in some big games that we've had so far this season, it's been noticeable what we've missed. It's been very evident, the engine and that intensity, that level of press and the intelligence. And now he's adding goals. He's getting into the box, arriving in the box late to get on the end of things. He's more confident in front of goal. I thought he was really, really good tonight. Quite exceptional, to be honest with you, in terms of being that midfielder that just had everything to just make it click. Yeah, the levels right now that this man's performing at, brilliant. Really, really, really brilliant. Yeah, Cece says we choked the chicken. Yeah, poor Rooster, man. The best game he's had for us, Daryl Hayes says. Chris J says he was boss. Yeah, Roa says he's showed what he's been about over the last couple of weeks with the guile and the skill. Yeah, absolutely. Do you know what, though? And that's a fair point, and I rate this, and I'm glad that you've brought it up because that is the one area that does need some vast improvement. Those corners are shocking, lad. Make no mistake about it. Start beating the first man and you're all there. You go clear. But until you can do that, it's a little bit suspect for me because how can you have all that quality when the ball's moving at mad speeds, at mad angles, dead ball, you're dead food. That can't run. So I take that and I don't want it to cloud his overall score too much, but they was pretty bad. So as a result, you're only going to just edge a little bit above Jones. I think everything else was good, but he would be more on par with like Gravenberch. He would have definitely been in that region. But boom, for me, I just have to drop it down ever so slightly. And then we've got the front three. The man, this guy, he's slowly becoming one of my favourite players at this club. Real talk, genuinely is, because he's just got such a way about him and he's so efficient on the ball. There was a little run that he did where he just glided past 3 or 4 players with a little bit of turn of pace. I just love Cody Gakpo. He's got it. He genuinely has got it, especially coming in off that left-hand side. He can just blam it, top bins. He can curl it. He can stick it towards the back post. He can just keep calm and composed. That finish was unbelievable. Yeah, Gakpo's boss. There's no doubt about it. Yeah. He's absolutely incredible for us at the moment. Red Side says Gakpo is off the charts. Yeah, people are saying Gakpo could soon be the next big thing in world football. He just loves cup competitions as well. If it's a cup competition, Gakpo's there all day. He's about that life. And I've got a lot of time for it, I'll be honest. He's an absolutely brilliant performer. And again, the standard at the moment and the level of consistency that he's performing at, it's special because he's, for me, got to be the left winger now. He's taken Diaz. Diaz, you're going to have to get your minutes through the middle and negotiate them with Jota and Nunes, and especially when Jota gets up to full fitness. Then we might have another conversation. But at this moment in time, that left-hand side's yours, lad. Just give it to Cody. You might not want to do that this weekend against Plymouth. Fair enough. Changes might need to be made. I've got time for it. But when it comes to Prem and Champions League, when all that stuff kind of has to kick on, big games, he's the guy that I want on that left-hand side from now on, if I'm being completely honest with you, because he just seems to understand exactly what it needed. Brilliant. Yeah. He's doing what Diaz and he's just getting constant goals. Yeah, he really is. It's the output. It's the output for me. 9 goals, and someone saying Gakpo scored 9 goals in the cup this season. Absolutely boss. 9 goals in the cups. What's he having for breakfast, ladies and gents? Because for me, he's another one. He's going right up there. I might have even, like someone said, Ali says top of boss. He should be. He genuinely should be. I've got 2 more to fly through. You know when people say the Chuckle Brothers, these are the Scruffy Brothers because they are some of the most scruffiest footballers that, like, both of you, he's looking at me to say, are you talking to me? And I genuinely am talking to Salah because sometimes, Salah, it doesn't work for you. The passes that you underhit, you overhit, you scruff, all of those things come into effect, but it only takes him one to get it right. And when he gets it right, he puts it on a play for Gakpo, and the rest is history. That's what he is capable of doing. This one on the other is the same. The carnage and the disruption and the tirelessness runs that he puts in an absolute shift. Very selfless at times as well. I'm convinced Salah underhits the pass into his path on purpose, just enough to lure the keeper out of his goal. Yeah, between the two of them, they might not be aesthetically, they're not R9, and he's not Hazard. But in terms of output and deliverables, these two together, they're like mac and cheese. They're like rice and peas, Jamaican rice and peas, and jerk chicken. Good food, and that's what we need. We need more of these two on the pitch together. I promise you, when they play together, things, and good things in particular, happen for Liverpool Football Club. We've got this guy at the moment who is absolutely inevitable every time he steps on the pitch. And we've got somebody in Darwin Núñez, who will absolutely give us all. And when we can get the best out of him, it's games like today where he brings other people into play. He's able to work on his link-up play. His passing is good. His hunger and his determination's there. He causes an untold amount of trouble for the defenders as well to complement it. The only thing that was missing was the goal. But again, Salah with a goal, Salah with an assist. Everybody's cooking on gas. Everybody's happy. Matt Bannister says both absolutely boss. Ash says Salah over Hazard. The best team in the world right now. Come on. These two, man. He's a cheat code for the start. I've got space up here. So there's one. And I've got space up here. Because there's two. And I don't want to see like we're taking a little bit off him. But obviously he gets the goal. He sets up the pen. They are almost neck and neck. We'd be splitting hairs if it was also any other way. And yeah, someone brings up a great point there. The penalty. It was, but at the end of the day, he's the difference maker. He sets up a goal. Someone says he's just sound. He sets up a goal, and then he scores the penalty to really clinch the game, and it's pretty much the winner. Like, that's what we want from Mo Salah. It's pure output. I don't care how many times he spoofs it into the crowd or doesn't get the pass right. I want him to deliver. In 90 minutes, I want him to deliver two key moments that change the course of the game, and he does that more often than not. So, yeah, for me, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I want to pick up this guy, and I think it's only fitting because he's just managed to lock off his first final as Liverpool manager. He's done it. He hasn't been here for 12 months yet, but he's done it already. He's got us to a final in March. He's going to do that whole match day final preparation, and he's done it with the senior lads against some difficult teams in the last couple of games in this competition. He is a tactical genius. He is absolutely brilliant. I've been nothing but blown away by his actual approach and how he's adapted to this league, to the competitions, to working with these lads. And I said it very early on, the best way to keep these lads on side, saying I want to stay in Liverpool, I want to play for Liverpool, I want to win things at Liverpool, is by winning games of football and getting the most out of what you've got. And he's done that in abundance so far this season. There seems to be a real harmony in the squad. There's a calmness about the players now. He seems to just emit calm amongst the fan base. It's humble. It's not arrogant. It's not cocky. He's not antagonistic where he's in your face and you think, oh, I just want to punch him. He's hard not to like, Slot. And that may change him. For rival fans, they might find reasons to not like his personality, his character over time. But for us, I think we're just going to end up loving him come the end of the season. If you don't already love him, fair enough. But come the end of the season, I think we're going to be absolutely blown away by this guy and what his team are going to go on to do, because he's lined the Liverpool season up again to be something that could be very special. He's allowing us to dream. He's allowing us to absolutely live our best lives right now as Liverpool fans. Forget the noise. Forget what's going on outside. Forget the things that we as fans ultimately can't control. What we can control is how much passion we pour into this club when these lads get on the pitch and when this gaffer puts out his team. And boy, he's doing an unbelievable job. So, boss man, I rate it. I rate it very highly. And I think the people in the chat, and I know that we've got a lot of time for you because this season is going to be truly, truly special. I want to throw you in there as well, Slot, in the mix. because you're the MVP right now. Right now, he's the MVP. But we can do some subs. I thought McAllister did all right. Jota did okay. Elliot could have hit one. I'd say everyone else is probably sound. Let's start peppering the sounds. I just love McAllister, so he's getting a little bit of a higher sound. Jota, possibly sound there. Not really. Yes, I will be here for the game on Sunday as well. Still dreaming, boss, for keeping all the cards sound tonight. And finally, right, this is the last little bit of participation I need from you guys before I clock off, before I go home to bed. Let you guys carry on for the rest of your day, wherever you may be. Let me know in the chat right now, 30 seconds, we're winding down. I'll read out as many of your comments as possible. Might not bring them all up, but I'll try and read them out as quick as possible. Man of the match, let me know. Engineering is interesting, says Bradley, man of the match. Misty says Bradley is man of the match as well. Who else? Picturesque board there. Matt Bannister, thank you very much. People are saying Bradley. Someone else is saying Slot. Tan says Szobozslai or Gravenberch. Tyler Watts says man of the match was Bradley. Jota looked a little bit rusty, he thinks. Yeah, ever so slightly, I can imagine. People are saying Salah man of the match. Virg from Pablo. They're all flying in now. Gakpo. Right, keep going, keep going, keep going. Big up. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Do appreciate it. Man of the match. I'm seeing a lot of Bradleys. Right now, it's probably stacked Bradley. 70. There's probably a couple of shouts of Virgil van Dijk. Szobozslai's had a couple. Matt Bannister's coming back with man of the match. Bradley kid of the match. Can Slot get man of the match? Only criticism that we didn't score more goals. It could have been a bloodbath. Let's make no mistake about it. Bradley all day long. It was a team game. Yeah, but there's a man of the match. Come on. You've been here before. Right. 3, 2, 1. You're locked out. And I'm locking in. Connor Bradley, son, you are the man of the match. How'd you like that? It's been your player rankings. I've been Errol Smith. You've been the Redmen fans at home, tuned in, locked in. Liverpool on the way to Anfield South. Yes, let's have it. See you down in Wembley, ladies and gents. Geordies, we're coming for you. Good night, God bless.